A live look right now at the Griffith Observatory, where they are gearing up for a big show in the sky tonight. Meteorologist David Bigger is tracking that with your first alert forecast on our live radar network. David.
And Carolyn, it's the Perseids meteor shower that's going to be peaking during the overnight hours tonight into early tomorrow morning. The good news, though, if you do miss it tonight, it will be active until at least late August. So the source of this is actually a comet that orbits around the sun called Swift-Tuttle. Behind it actually leaves this little path of this comet debris. So think of this as just little ice crystals, little pieces of dust, little bits of rock that break off of the comet as it gets heated by the sun. So it just so happens that once a year, Earth comes swinging by and actually works its way through this little cloud of dust. And so that gives us a couple of weeks of some light little meteor shower activity until we get to about the peak where we start to see a little bit more in the way of activity. So why do we call it the Perseids meteor shower? Well, that's because with most meteor showers, it gets named from where all the meteors seem to be radiating from. So you see all these little streaks coming out of this area. This is the constellation Perseids that you're going to want to be looking for. It's generally looking toward the east as we go into the overnight hours tonight. One thing you're going to need to do, though, is get away from the city lights. The light pollution will likely make it difficult to see this shower. Also, we have a relatively almost to a full moon, so a pretty bright moon tonight, and that means that it will also start to kind of dull out some of the activity, but you can still see it if you get outside of the city and you let your eyes adjust to the darkness during the overnight hours tonight. And the good news is that it looks like skies are going to be clear as you get away from the basin. That will also help with viewing. So with the LA basin on top and the coastline on the bottom, you can see we have some high clouds maybe for, or sorry, not some high clouds. We have some low clouds maybe for tomorrow morning, followed by sunshine later in the day. We're on a warming trend for the next couple of days, so the temperatures peaking on Wednesday and Thursday in the upper 80s with a couple of low 90s around the basin. And then we quickly cool off as we get into next weekend and the marine layer makes a return. For the inland spots, for tomorrow, temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, so we continue that warming trend. By Wednesday and Thursday, we have the upper 90s to the low 100s, with the IE likely looking at a lot in the way of hundreds, with the valley locations like the San Fernando Valley looking at more of the upper 90s, but we will likely still see a 100 or two. Then we'll start to cool off as we get into the weekend, and by the time we get into Saturday, we're looking at the low 90s. For the desert locations, for the high desert on top, low desert on the bottom, we warm up through Wednesday and Thursday. For the high desert, that means temperatures peaking right around 101 for Lancaster, Palmdale, and Victorville as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Then cooling down as we get into Saturday. For the low desert, we peak right around 114 degrees on Thursday before cooling off about 10 degrees down to 104 by Saturday. And finally, your mountain forecast shows that with no monsoonal moisture in the area, we've got lots of sunshine for the next couple of days. Expect a warming trend through Wednesday with temperatures peaking in the upper 70s and the low 80s on Thursday. And then we quickly cool down heading into the weekend back into the low 70s with maybe some high clouds passing by as we get into Saturday and Sunday. That's a look at your forecast. Back over to you guys.
All right, David, thank you.